K2 is one of the most dangerous mountains in the world. For every 4 people who have tried to reach the summit, 1 has died trying. In one day alone in August 2008, 11 mountaineers, well trained, well equipped, were killed trying to reach this summit. And without any disrespect to any of those brave people, this game is every bit as tense and terrifying as the game is more dangerous than the real mountain, because it's a race against time, a race against the other players. And it's not just a game of raw speed and guts, no, because you'll have to be planning, watching the weather as you race up into the penetrating cold. And if you're stuck at 6, 7, 8,000 feet and a snowstorm hits or just a patch of cloud, your climbers could die of exposure, whether they're in their tents or not.
Your 2 concerns in K2 is propelling your mountaineers forward and adjusting them to their environment, neither of which I'm managing right now. But you'll do it through playing cards that you'll play from a hand that you'll draw from your own personal private deck. On your turn, you'll play 3 cards with green numbers representing movement and blue numbers representing acclimatization. Then at the end of your turn, you'll draw 3 more cards and do it over and over again.
You see, the game is deceptively simple, and you start to understand its nuances. For example, you have a maximum acclimatization of 6. You need to carefully ration your acclimatization, otherwise you'll blow it. And although you want to run up the mountain as fast as you can, whoever spends the most movement points also receives a movement penalty, a hazard token, representing them recklessly running up the mountain and other people learning from their mistakes. But of course you want to rush up to the top, because while points are scored based on how high you climb, ties are broken by whoever gets there first. Now, all of this makes for quite a nuanced game, and you'll probably get it in your first playthrough, and you'll think, oh, I'm doing fine, I understand. And then you hit 7,000 feet. And the game changes entirely. Trying to move further up becomes more difficult, the terrain is tougher, the mountain gets colder, and you find you've spent all your best cards already rushing up the easier parts. And what do you have left? Just moving to the next square is an incredible effort, and the route is clogged by other climbers already who have beaten you to it, and you get cold and you get scared, and that peak suddenly seems so very far away.
The 18 days that make up each game of K2 will see each player cycling their deck twice, but the power that your deck seem to offer you in the opening stages of the game, the speed will start to feel like a fingertip grip on a cliff edge. The warmth it offered will start to feel like a butane lighter in a blizzard. The magical balancing act that K2 succeeds at is that it makes you feel totally at the mercy of nature, while also letting you know that everything you do is your fault. The game was actually designed by a hobbyist mountaineer, and it shows. When you've got 2 guys sheltering in a tent 1 day's walk from the peak, and you can't get them up there, and you're pulling their acclimatization meters down, with nothing left to think about but how stupid you were to use your rope cards to get them up there with nothing left to bring them back down, you might start feeling a little chilly yourself.
K2 is a very good game. It's good because it carries its theme so well, but also because the whole thing is just one massive dare that rewards planning and cunning and bravery in equal measure, and it's accessible. If I was going to recruit more friends to the board gaming cause, K2 would definitely be a weapon in my arsenal, but at the same time, it's still a game for veterans because it's so fresh, it's so original. And if you think climbing the popular side of the mountain is easy, why don't you try this side? And why don't you try it with none of your summer weather, with your winter weather tokens, and then see how you handle it. K2 is well worth buying, it's well worth playing, and it will give you some wonderful mountaineering. What?
There's no bacon left.
What? No bacon? That's archaic. What are we supposed to do?